So this is our newest edition of Got Your Back with PromoEQP, and I'm here with LabelWorks, Adria, and Ash. Thank you guys so much for being here.
Yes, thank you for having us. My name's Adria Ayers. I've been here for 15 years at LabelWorks. I'm the sales manager.
And I'm Ash Engebretson. I've been here going on my third year, and I am also a sales representative.
I am so excited to have this conversation with you ladies. What I would love to have us start with is just give a little bit of an overview about what LabelWorks is all about. I know that you're more than just labels.
So here at LabelWorks, we have a wide variety of everything you can think of. A lot of our customers think that we only do labels. That's not true. We do decals, bumper stickers, window stickers, sticker sheets, pressure sensitive. I mean, anything you can think of that has adhesive on it, we carry it. We're able to help you with anything that you come to mind. If you have any questions on anything that you kind of don't know what you want for a sticker or a decal, we have all that information for you.
I love that. And stickers are still such a hot product right now. I know my laptop is covered with stickers. My water bottle has stickers. I think it's such a great market for any brand, especially if they can think a little bit outside their label and maybe have something fun or something interesting. So it's great that you have those resources that people could approach you about. Now, I know that 2020 was a little weird and 2021 was weird, and we're still kind of weird. So what is your approach to kind of this world that we're living in right now? And what are you seeing for 2022 as being your big, cool way to go to market, things that you can do for distributors?
This year's starting off strong. We've been able to, keep up on production times. We do have the space. We have the warehouse space. So we decided, when this all hit a couple years back, that we knew there's going to be shortages on various stocks and stuff like that. So we did decide to, really invest deep into our most common materials. So we have the warehouse space to keep that, and
capacity is still going well. And I know there's a lot of labor shortage and things, which is a big concern right now too, as well as supply chain.
And, through the last couple of years, our sales have really grown. We've seen a shift as far as the products that we were getting requests for, compared to pre-COVID. So that's where we've been able to keep, our long-standing employees that are, very knowledgeable in the adhesive world, which has also helped our distributor. We're still able to connect. We have our salespeople that are, working one-to-one. We pride ourselves in that. There are, businesses that are very large and they don't give that personal attention, where we're still able to do that too.
That's awesome that you're able to kind of shift, you can be responsive. I know if you're a medium-sized company, it's really important that if somebody has a rush situation, we know we live in that world, that they can call you and be like, hey, do you think you can make this happen? I don't know what to do. So being able to have those resources available, that's amazing. That's a great solution, especially if somebody doesn't know what their options are. Now, I know I saw you at PPAI Expo, Las Vegas. And I believe I saw you in Orlando too. So you're making kind of the trade show rounds. What do you see kind of for the future of trade shows? And is this someplace that you're planning on investing? Is this someplace that you think is valuable for you? Or what kind of feedback are you getting?
We do still plan on going to trade shows, and we did a lot of virtual trade shows during everything shut down because you weren't allowed to be in person. So we've kind of got used to the whole being one-on-one on the screen because, of course, everyone's getting used to Zoom and using Teams, and we're all very used to the virtual side, but you also get that more one-on-one connection, and getting to see someone in person is a little bit more personable than, of course, the virtual, like, hey. So we're still going to be investing in going to shows and trying to meet with our customers one-on-one and getting to know them on a little bit more personable of a level. So we're able to help them with all of their needs in anything labels, decals, or stickers.
And there's something about touching a sticker that makes a difference too, like touching material and understanding the matte finish versus, I always say aqueous coating because that's the only print term I know, but there's so many options that people might not understand from looking at it on a computer.
Yes, and I really see the regional shows growing as well. You get half, so some want to get out there and get back to the shows, and others they're unsure of it. So having those virtual events and those ones that are in your back door. We are looking at attending several this year and in the coming years, but I do see that growing. So.
I have a big love of the regionals because they do so much for their own community. I'm here in Chicago, so PPA Chicago is my local regional, and I know that it's a great way to connect locally. And not everybody can make it to Las Vegas, the travel expenses, or sometimes it's a great opportunity for you to be able to meet the account managers and people who aren't typically out there.
It's going to be more in the Midwest for now. We've attended a couple the NPS shows, so the road shows. That they offer, and we're looking at a couple others too.
So tell me a little bit about how you're investing in technology and how you see it going in the future.
Yeah, so actually the last couple of years we've really invested in our digital equipment as well as our flexographic side for our longer run jobs. With that, we're able to support distributors from short run minimum of 50 to 100 all the way up into the millions. So having that flexibility between the platforms really opens the doors for all of our distributors, big or small. We've seen significant growth, the print on demand. So with the digital equipment, there's no setup fees, again, low minimums. We can do laser cutting, so there's any size or shape, and you don't have the custom die expense. And I see it just growing, so.
Especially those small runs and being able to address the people who might not have a big project or have a big client, but still want to offer something that's really, not coming out of their laser jet printer. It's like high quality.
And why have to sit on that inventory too? And what we're seeing too are people are wanting to change up their messaging and stuff like that too. So it doesn't limit themselves, they can change it up if they want. The other area we've seen a huge uptick with, product labels, prime labeling. A lot, in the brew industry, the wine industry, you see it on the news. Oh, well, the sales have grown. Well, so have the labels.
Absolutely.
And not only that, but then your point of purchase type products too. So your window signages or your freezer, your cooler doors, they're all sticking window decals on there to really promote the product within those freezers and whatnot.
I've worked a lot with the beer, wine, and spirits industry, and they love their stickers. It is big. And it's not just the tap handle labels, but it's like when people are very loyal to a brand, they want to be able to represent that brand. That's why I have the stickers on my computer that are different brands that I really feel connected with. I know like Logo Jojo Coffee did a series of stickers, and I think I've put at least one on everything I have because it spoke to me. And when people can do that kind of variety where they could say more than one message, you're definitely going to appeal to someone. So I love seeing that direction. And because you have that digital technology, it's making it so much easier on everybody to be able to do that. I would like to do a special shout out to Sharon. I had a conversation with your marketing manager in a separate conversation because what I saw was a lot of your collateral is becoming more vertical based, more niche based. And I think that's a great way to be able to support the distributors when they might not have thought of a label, but they're in an industry. So the research that you guys are doing on these things is really interesting. And that kind of leads me into my favorite question, which is, what is the coolest project you have worked on ever?
So we have a lot of, I can't really pick one that has been our favorite because we have so many cool things come through. My personal favorite labels are our Color Logic. They are so fun and bright and eye-catching, and they're kind of holographic. So when you're looking at them and you turn them, the colors shift a little bit. And it's just one of those things where you're like, wow, that is so different. That's not something you normally see. And we do have one that was done for a wine bottle, which I thought was the coolest thing because when it comes to wine, I'm not so much about just going and finding a bottle that I'm like, okay, that tastes kind of good. I want to see the fun labels because I want to be able to keep the bottle label on, later on. So I'm going to keep that bottle that has the fun label on it, whether I drink it or not. So when Color Logic came out, when we came out with the Color Logic projects, I was ecstatic. It's super fun, along with our mosaic. The mosaic is going to have one image, but we change it around so no single label is going to look the same. It's super fun, and it's unique. A lot of people don't think about that they're going to see a label and they're like, oh, they're all the same. Not with our mosaic. We can change that up. Everything's going to look a little different.
That is so interesting.
Very similar to Coca-Cola. They did this a few years back where each label was different, and basically it's a design program that we have that can basically change each image. With Mosaic though, that label is never going to come out the same. It is a one of a kind, because once we run it through our program again, it will distort and change the backgrounds and graphic to make them look different. So when you get those reorders, they'll always be different.
Well, that ties so well to the trends of people wanting art. They want something beautiful, but they also want something that's just theirs. I know that's why NFTs and things are becoming so popular, because we want to own something that's original. I hope that more people start looking at that as an option, because it gives that individualism. And with the more holographic look, that goes right to retro, which is also a huge trend right now. I can totally picture a nice Lisa Frank picture with the hologram on it, and I would buy 100 of them. I'm 100% that target market for it. So I totally get it. And I think when you're able to work so closely with all of the distributors, you could really answer like, this is your client, this is who you're working for, here's our ideas. So having that one-to-one support you talked about, I mean, you definitely have the distributors back there.
Yeah, and that's where, we're in this world, the label and decal world, day in and day out. So we've been able to identify those opportunities in working with the distributors. It's learning about the types of businesses they're working with, or the, markets that they may want to focus on. And that's where we come in to really provide those ideas, the sales tools, collateral, to tie labels and decals in with everything else they offer. Another area where we notice, a lot of distributors into promo, apparel, print, you name it. They're selling everything, and you can't be an expert in all of it. So that's where we're really here to help and support that.
Now, one of the things I think is so important when we're picking partners that we want to work with is the fact that their culture kind of matches our own. So what is your absolute favorite thing about being at LabelWorks, and what do you think that your company culture does that's just the best of everybody?
I would definitely have to say it's our one-on-one ability. So when you call into a company, say Verizon, you're calling in and you're going to get a ton of different people. You're not going to talk to the same person. Where when you call into us, you're going to be talking to the same 3 people. You're going to be talking to someone from our quoting team, someone from our customer service, and then someone from our sales. We're going to build that relationship, that friendship. It's going to be more of when you walk into like a small mom and pop shop and they know you by your name. And you can build that relationship so you kind of know what's going to be coming, and then you can start coming up with ideas for what might fit their customers and what's going to fit for their business and how they can grow and start to build a different market and platform. And then they come to us where they're like, oh, it's Ash and Adria. Oh, we met them at the trade show. Oh, we know them. It's along those lines of you want more of that personal feel than just calling in and just being another number on the line.
And the ease of ordering. Labels and decals can be quite complex at times, and we've seen distributors, a little uneasy, with selling that product. So we're really here to support them with that and make it easy for them, and everyone works differently. We have some distributors that are really web-driven. They want to place their orders on a site. Others want to talk to a person and work one-to-one and send their art files and feel reassured that, their order is going to come out how they expect it to. So that's where we really are here to work with them and walk them through each step of the process.
It's that old adage of we buy from the people that we like. So you're trying to build that relationship. We've all been there where like we mispriced something, we did something that we need to have fixed right away, and having that relationship makes it easier for us to all be able to work together to move it forward. Most of your products are produced in your main location, or do you have other locations that you're working with too?
So here at LabelWorks, all of our products are produced in North Mankato, Minnesota. We're powered by Navitor, as you can see with our sign. We do have other facilities, but primarily our label products are right here in North Mankato. So
now here's one. So what can distributors do to try to make working with you a little bit easier? Is there anything that you see typically like gosh, I wish they would just always include this, or they would ask this, or what is that thing that the distributors might be missing in order to really be able to push your products?
Well, and that's kind of the hard one is when it comes to our distributors coming to us, they may not know anything about the products. They may be completely new. So they don't really know what to ask. They don't know the questions that they need to ask their customers. So that's what we're here for, is we're going to give them all of the questions that they need to be able to ask their customers. Then when they come back to us, they're going to know just as much as we do. They're going to send us all of the basic info, the stock that they want, the colors that they want, quantity, all of that is going to be within what they send to us or what they contact us with. And labels are a whole new beast. They're coming from, I mean, when I think of a label, I mean, you think of something that you see on a product. And there's tons of different things that can go on those products, different colors, different finishes. Are they going to be submerged in water? So when we're coming to help these customers, they may be completely new to us, and we just want to be able to help them. So if they're going to come to us with any information, we just ask us, what is it going to be applied to? That is our main question. And then from then on, we'll be able to give them all the information that they need.
Yeah. What it's being applied to in the environment it lives in. And from there, we can really guide the customer and recommend, what's going to work depending on that.
Yeah, I've sold surfboard stickers and I've sold cooler stickers. Those are very different environments, so they need to be able to hold up differently. But as you said before, as a distributor, you can't know everything. It's such almost a technical product that it'd be better if they came to you with this is my client and this is kind of the situation. What can you recommend? And I'm sure that you're able to then be more proactive and say, hey, I had this idea for this client that you told me about, and I want to send you this idea. I know I always say stickers instead of labels because I always think of stickers, whereas labels I feel like is something a little more formal. But I've seen a lot where people are putting it on delivery food. Like, this has been sealed. This has been delivered this way. So I imagine that's an area that you guys are seeing a lot of too.
Very much so. We actually added a product line, and we do have some stock products sealed for your protection. And we don't see that going away. With your Uber Eats, all your DoorDash, and that the customer wants to feel that their product, once it's delivered, hasn't been tampered with or opened up. And as well as, if you've been to any hotels lately or rented a vehicle, they're also sealing the hotel room door, saying the room's been sanitized, prior to their use. So, again, just reassuring the customer that they're getting a product or
And what a great advertising opportunity that people might not have thought of before either. Like, you could put a coupon on there, you could put a QR code on there. If you're having a lunch and learn, maybe the business is able to put their seal on it so that you get the theme. Or my mind's just blown. There's too many options of things that we could do. That's why they need to reach out to you and ask for what your ideas are.
For sure.
So we've kind of gone through your best advice for distributors. We've gone through the different products that you allow, the technology that's available, how you have this one-to-one support, which is how you're really able to have the distributors back. Is there anything you'd like to leave our community with to make sure that they're understanding the best way that they're able to work with LabelWorks and the best way that they're able to sell your product?
We want to be here to help you with everything that we can. So like you had said earlier, with our marketing side, we have vertical marketing kits. We have sales flyers that are branded and unbranded. We have all sorts of digital help for you guys that you can go in and put your logo on, your information on, and then send it out to your customers. You can customize our catalog. We have physical industry packets for you. If there's anything that you can think of, we have it. We're able to create it. If you don't know what you're looking for, we have all of that information. We want to make your label and decal and sticker life so much easier than coming at it where you're just like, I don't know, there's so many questions, this is confusing. We can help you. We want to take that stress away from you. We're the label experts, so you don't have to be.
We just really want, our distributors to feel comfortable, with selling our label and decal products. And we're here. I tell, distributors, you have my number, call me anytime, send me an email. I'm here to help. No question is dumb. I hear that a lot too. I have a dumb question. Well, no.
No.
I love that. Well, thank you so much, Adrienne Ash, for being with us today and having this conversation. I know that I feel like I've gotten a lot more information about LabelWorks and what you do, and definitely the ways that you can support distributors today in an on-trend and forward-thinking way. So thank you again for being here. This has been amazing.
Absolutely. Thank you for having us.
Yes, thank you.